What's up, guys? We're in the studio. So today I wanted to show you guys a plugin that I saw through a website called Oak Sound. Now, I saw one of their plugins, which is called Soothe. I tried it on a different video, and the plugin is pretty cool. It does what it is supposed to do. I'll link it up here for you guys. It's a pretty cool plugin. So this plugin that we're going to be looking at today is called Spiff. It's a transient designer. It's supposed to lock on the transients. Basically anything that has transients in it, it's gonna want to eat it, basically. So let's check it out. Alright, so before we start off, I want to have you guys take a look at the PDF file that they have on the website. So I'm not going to go over everything inside this PDF. There's 14 pages in this PDF. I'm going to go over the things that are pretty important to know when it comes to operating this plugin. So here's the table of contents. Cool. Thank you for using Spiff. Let's go. Spiff is an adaptive transient tool that cuts or boosts only the frequencies that make up the transient material, keeping the rest of the audio signal intact. Spiff was originally designed to attenuate or remove sharp clicks such as mouth noises on vocal recordings. These clicks can be a byproduct of excessive compression, treble boost, bad microphone choice, or just an unwanted part of the performance. Spiff has been carefully tweaked to work well on vocal tracks, as it induces minimal artifacts. I don't know, guys. Leaving the rest of the signal intact. Thanks to this, it turned out to be an equally useful tool on almost any sound source. It is recommended that you read through the manual to understand. Okay, quick start. So here's the quick start if you guys really want to start off at a good point. Let's see. So the cut and boost modes, these are pretty important. And then the depth, pretty important there. That's sensitive. It does weird stuff, guys. I'm sorry. Decay, graph. Oh, that's cool. Then we got the stereo mode, the stereo link, and the balance. That's nice. Parameters. So this plugin has a number of options. You can use this on different types of scenarios. It mentions in the PDF here that you can use it on a master chain, on a channel, or on a bus. So use it on all three. Or some other interesting stuff. Manual. Version checks, and that's pretty much it. There's all the supports right there. Let's try it out in Plugin Doctor, I guess. Alright, so here's Spiff in Plugin Doctor. Oh wow, it even reacts to that. So as this reacts to it, it's gonna add some gain to anything you apply this to. And I mean, it behaves just like a EQ. Oh my gosh, look at that. Let's try this. Whoa, that's so cool. So anything throughout that area. So what I'm guessing is that line represents the threshold. So anything that goes over that threshold is going to be attenuated, or it's going to be fixed. Let's take a look at harmonics. Okay, so it seems like it's a pretty flat response. Nothing really dangerous. In the spectrum here. Yeah, nothing much happening on that end. Well, I was kind of surprised by how it showed a reaction in the linear analysis here. In Soothe, there was barely any reaction when adjusting the parameters within the plugin. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it does to a mix in Logic Pro. Okay, so now I'm going to add in Unchirp, and I want you guys to really focus because this is a huge change. I mean, oh my gosh. Honestly, I think Unchirp is just unmatched, but let your ears decide what you think. It is so cool. So when comparing these two plugins, it's just so apparent the difference between these two. Spiff, it just sounds like it's a lot more muffled up. It just seems like something is covering the mix. When Unchirp comes into play, it's like you're right in front of the stage. I don't know what it is. When I got this plugin, I was blown away from Unchirp. It's probably one of the best plugins I feel like is out there, but unfortunately, yes, some audiophiles would claim that this plugin, Unchirp, makes it way too digital and it just sounds way too synthetic and not raw. It might not even appeal to a lot of mixes. A couple of things that I like about this plugin is that it selects whatever you're editing, and I feel like it does pretty well. I mean, you can test it out here with the delta, check to see what the plugin is really affecting. I didn't play much with the trim. I believe, let's see, trim can be used to bring the wet signal back to unity gain for a correct A/B comparison and to match wet and dry levels. And then the mix button in the advanced, this is where you can play with different options when it comes to adding your plugin on the last chain of your mix versus a channel, especially when it deals with oversampling and resolution. The cut and boost features are really nice. It almost sounds like the cut is like a limiter and the boost is gonna help any frequencies that you want to stand out more prominently. And then the parameters on the bottom left here are going to just help you with adjusting what part of the signal you want the plugin to attach to. And then the EQ here will just help you select those frequencies there. So I mean, this plugin is very intricate. It's built very well and easy. It's very easy to understand. It's nice to navigate around. I think it's visually appealing. Overall, I think it's a great plugin. I'd buy it, but it is very expensive. Anything from Oak Sound is pretty expensive. I really hope Oak Sound has sales here and there on like holiday sales, because man, these things, I would pay $300 for Unchirp in a second. It's just, I love it. I just absolutely love it. I feel like I would add it to every single chain that I have. And then when it comes to Spiff, I feel like I would try and add it to something that I need to touch up on. It really depends on what the mix is saying, and what part of the mix I really want to fix or get creative with. Overall, I think Spiff is a really good plugin. It's got a really good amount of presets that are inside the plugin where you can select, and it has a nice plateau of features inside of it where you can really decide what is good for your mix. I would give it 4 stars. It's just the only thing that kind of upsets me is that you'd probably have to dial it in more. I didn't want to really get too deep into it, but you'd have to dial it in more to see if you could really get that clarity and that punch, and that feeling that you have that guitarist or that soloist right in front of your face. That's where the gold is. That's just yeah, check it out. Go to Oak Sound. They got only those 2 plugins, and I thought I'd share the other plugins since they have that on their platform. Good amount of work. They did a pretty great job over there. They got good stuff. It's used throughout the industry. I hear it's used on live mixes. I don't hear it used much in digital mixes as much, like house music, dance music, etc. on that portion of the end. If it's doing like rock, pop, those kinds of genres, kind of those airy environmental mixes, I feel like that's where this plugin excels. Otherwise, that's all we have for today. Stay healthy, be good to each other, and stay safe out there.